Alright, so Randy Orton. This guy is one of my least favorites in WWE. You can't wrestle, you can't cut a promo. I mean, he hasn't had a great 5-star match in forever. He's been in WWE for 10 years, as long as Cena has, and he sucks as much as Cena does. I mean, and there's people who say he cuts a good promo, but when's the last time he's cut a good promo, really? Is there any memorable promos of his? Look at a guy like CM Punk. I mean, you remember all his good promos. The one where he sat on the stage, and I think it was June before Money in the Bank. That's the most memorable one. There's also the one with Rock, and he did it by himself on the first episode of 2013. I mean, that's a memorable one. And I'm sure there's others, but those are just the two off the top of my head. But yeah, with Orton, I mean, when's the last time he cut a good promo? You don't remember it. You don't even remember any of his promos because they all suck. He can't. When's the last time he wrestled a good match? I mean, really, he hasn't had great matches as of late. Maybe the one with Cody Rhodes, but that was a lot of Cody Rhodes. But and then he does his stupid same moves. When's the last time he's created a new move? I mean, he does the clotheslines, the 3 clotheslines, and then he does the scoop slam, and then he does the DDT from the second rope, and then he does the fucking RKO. And it's the same thing to end a match, like, all the time. He just does the same sequence. You can't just go out of line and hit like a fucking, the scoop slam. He always has to get 3 clotheslines before he hits the scoop slam. And every time he does it, he hits the guy like 2 times, and then the third time, the guy, or actually after he does the third one, the guy like tries to punch him and he ducks. Like every single fucking time. It's like, I know the show's fake, but at least make it look real. It happens every time. After the third clothesline, the guy tries to hit him, and he misses, of course, predictably, and then he goes to the ropes, and then Orton hits the scoop slam. Just every time it's been like that. Every single time. And he hits the RKO. I mean, a move stolen off of DDP. I mean, a fucking good move. It's a good move, but after you use it forever, it gets old. It's not that cool anymore. It's not like, oh, there's the RKO. That was so fucking cool. It's like, and then he hits it out of midair, and sometimes it's cool, but even that's gotten stale. At least create new moves. If you don't create new moves, like, then you're not, it's like the same thing over and over again. That's why I like people who don't have a lot of set moves. Like Daniel Bryan, he doesn't have a lot of set moves, because he creates them during the match. He uses new moves every match. A guy like Randy Orton, he's never innovative. He never uses any new moves. And then the whole heel turn thing, I mean, I would like to see him turn heel, but it's not like, I don't think he would be too great as a heel, because he can't cut a good promo. Even as a heel, he wasn't great on the mic. He can't wrestle, so he wouldn't wrestle better if he was a fucking heel. And he wants to turn heel, so maybe he would do better as a heel. But fuck that, that's fucking stupid. He's pretty much admitting he's not. He's mad. He's mad at WWE because why? Because they fucking won't turn him heel. Big fucking deal. If I was a WWE superstar, I'd be fucking like pleased that I was fucking. Now let me say this: if I was fucking Randy Orton right now, I'd be happy as fuck to be in the best wrestling company in the world, making a lot of fucking money. Let's look at what he's done. He's gotten a lot of it. He's in the real life. He's gotten in trouble a lot with his anger, and he's taken drugs twice. He's gotten the suspensions. So I would be pretty fucking happy if I was in WWE. He's flipped off the fans at Night of Champions. He gave the middle finger to the fans at Night of Champions. He's done so many fucking things. I'm not a big fan of Vince McMahon, but he's fucking lucky to have a job. I don't know what Vince McMahon's thinking. He should just fire his ass already. He's not good. You know, he's done drugs. He hasn't treated WWE good. You know, he's a bad fucking employee. You know, if you fucking take drugs and your employer finds out, you're probably gone. You know, let alone 2 times. You know, you're probably gonna get fucking fired. And he's not even good. He's not even in the main storyline. He's not even wrestling for the belt anymore, any belts, you know. I think he faced Cesaro. He's not even fucking good enough to beat Antonio Cesaro anymore. You know, and he's not good. I'm not saying he should, but he's not even wrestling for the U.S. belt or even the IC title, which is fucking doesn't mean shit anymore. You know, those belts don't mean shit. Even the World Heavyweight Championship doesn't mean shit because Dolph Ziggler is losing every single fucking week. Yeah, but I would just be happy if I had a job if I was him, you know? And he's fucking whining and bitching about he wants to be a heel, you know? I want to see him a heel too. But if he's not a heel, you know, if you don't get your way, you don't fucking bitch about it. You still go out there and try to do the best you can, you know? Maybe that's not why he's doing good. He's fucking crying because he's not a fucking heel. You know, fucking deal with it, motherfucker. You know, he didn't have a great heel run. I mean, he main event, or he headlined, I guess, if you want to say. He had a match with fucking Triple H, which wasn't a good match at Mania. I think Mania at WrestleMania 25. He had a decent match with Punk at WrestleMania 27, but that was because it was with fucking CM Punk, who's the best wrestler. One of the best wrestlers in WWE. You know, he didn't have a good match with Kane, which is hard to do because Kane's pretty big. I mean, you're a bad wrestler. He's big and he's fat, but you know, I give him a pass on that one. You know, but after that, you know, after Mania, after Mania's all over, you know, he's not like he had that great of matches. I mean, he fucking faced. I remember this Del Rio at I think it was Hell in a Cell or Night of Champions. I can't remember which one. And it was a fucking huge botch. You know, Del Rio jumped off the top ropes and he just landed. He didn't even hit Orton, and they just stood and stared at each other for like 2 seconds. And it looked fucking weird as hell, you know. And Orton really fucking sucks, you know. That's all I really have to say. There's a lot of people that like Orton out there. For all you people who like Orton, remember that match he had with Sheamus the day after Mania? You remember how everybody was chanting during that match? And there's a guy on YouTube I listen to who really likes Orton. Says he's a fucking machine. And he's like, oh, I don't know why they were chanting all those things during that match. You know why? It's because they were fucking bored out of their minds from watching Randy Orton wrestle. You know, he's not good. You know, and Randy Orton's looking at the crowd like, what the fuck are you doing, crowd? You know, they're fucking having fun because they can't have fun watching you two fucking guys wrestle. I mean, it was with Sheamus. You know, Sheamus isn't a good wrestler either, you know. He's looking at him in disbelief like, watch me wrestle because I'm fucking good. Oh, you know, he fucking sucks. Fucking rest holds all over the place. You know, he can't wrestle. It's obvious he can't wrestle. You know, there's people who like to deny it for some fucking reason, but he can't wrestle. And everybody who says that Orton had a good match with Cody Rhodes, it was a good match. It wasn't because of Orton. He hit the fucking RKO out of midair, but was it cool? Not really. It didn't really impress me that much. You know, because we've seen it fucking 1,000 times before. You know, if you see a good movie and you watch it, the more times you watch it, the less good it becomes. You know, it's, you know, like the RKO's that good movie. It was good, but you need to do something new. You need RKO 2. And the RKO 2 was the RKO out of midair. But, you know, it's fucking bored. You know, it's boring now almost. And now you need RKO 3, whichever that fucking is. You know, fucking do it through a fucking flaming table or something like that. You know, and I know they won't do that because it's PG, but, you know what I mean. You need something new. You need a new side of Randy Orton, and that heel turn, you know, turn him heel, see what happens. You have nothing to fucking lose. But, yeah, you need something new with Orton. The same fucking thing for fucking years with the face. You know, not even a different face. No good feuds with him. You know, pretty much he sucks. He fucking sucks. And even as a heel, he's not that good, you know? So yeah, there you go. I hope he does drugs so he gets kicked out of this company. And cocaine, whatever, steroids, you know, just getting him the fuck out of here. So there you go. Randy Orton sucks.